So I'm recording right now. I'm with my
We're-
boy
we're
right
live,
now. Doesn't
we're
matter.
live.
I already edited that part, so it's all good.
We're live, okay.
I'm back again with Zamo. We're in week 11. Got 2 more weeks. That's when uni finished for this semester. One of the most incredible part about this. Hold on, let me just put the microphone up there. Okay. Just the fact of my boy is doing cryptocurrency, and I have no idea, and I know he has a limited of information. So, give me a bit of breakdown of what made you actually tell me about it. Yeah.
So I heard about it in the news. I also looked at the trends, the graphs, and I could see that there was a lot of spikes. So some of the actual cryptocurrencies, they started very cheap, like 20 cents, and they skyrocketed up to 20,000 each. And there was a lot of new cryptocurrencies coming, like one called Litecoin, which is the one I invested heavily in. That was starting at so when I started looking into crypto, that was at $100, right? And I procrastinated, so 7 days. I saw it the first day. I said, "Oh, I'll make an account. I didn't make an account. Days kept passing. Then on the 7th day, which is when I was making my account, I looked at the price. It was $500. If I invested $700 when it was at 100, I would have made a whole lot of money.
Let's
You understand what I mean?
Let's take this a bit step back. Now I understand what you got into it because of the with the news and the spike and everything.
Yeah.
How does it work? Like I don't know. Like what is the exchange rate? I don't know. I'm like I said, if I have $1 Australian dollars, what does it get me? Does it work that way or no? I don't know how cryptocurrency works.
So
how much is to get one cryptocurrency?
Okay.
Oh, I know there's different brands, but just tell me what you know.
If you have, say a cryptocurrency is currently at $300, to own one share, so one coin, you need to put $300 in.
Just
So
to get
if
one
you-
coin.
To get one full coin. You can get quarter coins, half coins. You can get certain percentages of a coin.
So these coins, it sounds like my $300 is equivalent to $1. One Bitcoin,
coin, yeah.
but I'll see it as $1. But if I, do partial of it, then you'll classify maybe 5 cents or 10 cents. But in their terminology, it will be quarter or 1/5. Is it something like that, or
It's
1/10?
percentage, yes.
Also, it's percentage,
yeah.
or 25% or 10% or 5%.
Yeah, like that.
So your $700 you invest, that's 2 coins and something else. I don't know how this whole game works, but it's
The
2 coins.
700 was two coins in Litecoin, about a certain percentage in Ethereum, and about, I think, 20 coins in Ripple. So 20 shares in Ripple, Ripple was very cheap. It was actually 20 cents.
When you talk about Ripple, you're talking about...
It's a separate coin.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Russian Ripple. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
Or the Indian Ripple. I think it's one. Okay.
It's a
Separate
different coin, yeah.
Wow, this is getting too complicated.
So
I don't know
that
how I'm going to
coin-
keep up with this video, but...
That coin was very cheap. It was only a couple of cents for a bit, 25 cents to about 50 cents. Then it went up to $5. I invested it around, I think, $2 or so. A good amount of money came out of that, so it was pretty good. When I put in 700, it hit about $1,200. I made off that 700, but then I didn't pull out, and I left it in. And then all the coins started declining really heavily because the market crashed or whatever. And I think it's still pretty shit right now. It's really cheap. Everything's super cheap. So if you want to invest now, is a good time.
So he's asking me to spend my mola right now.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you're curious. But the good thing with these type of things is, like, you just put in money and then you kind of hope for the best. It's a little bit of a risk. It's a big risk, actually. Not even a little bit. I put in 700. I'm now at 500. I lost money. So I'm just waiting.
But see, my question is this. I don't know anything about share markets, but I'm pretty sure I know people who invest in Tesla or, this and that. And when the market goes up, then they go up.
Yeah.
But how, when business go up, they go up, and business go down, they lose. But what are you actually investing?
What drives? Okay.
What actually drive?
Interest. So if a lot of people invest in a coin, it goes up. If a lot of people sell the coin, it goes down. So it's purely controlled by people.
Wow.
Yeah. And also, like, say like a Litecoin gets a partnership with like Amazon, then that price will go up. It depends on the connections they have. Like Bitcoin has had a lot of I forgot who they partnered with a few businesses, and that made the price go up. They were very cheap. You could, if you bought them like a couple of years ago, you could be a millionaire now because they're at 20K right now. I think 20K now. I don't know. I haven't looked in a bit, so.
I'm trying to understand
very
this world.
confusing. It's very confusing.
I don't know how I'm going to keep it up. I'm just down like...
Once you put money in, it's easy to understand because you have your money in, so you're really like attentive to it. But getting started hard.
So my next question is, how is this works? The money, is it through your normal bank card or you
Okay, so it's an exchange. So
is there another method of doing it, or is it strictly from a bank? Because I know there's like a little ATM booth. You guys call it like the Litecoin, and I'm just there. I'm like, so what do I do? So I go there. Do I bring one coin out, or does it bring physical cash?
There's a thing. It's like a digital wallet. I think it's sort of the same as Tap and Go, but it's. So you're asking how do you put money into it, or how do you use the money, the Litecoin or whatever? Is that what you?
I think both of them. I find this whole thing interesting. So because I see those ATM, like they have the Bitcoin ATM, the cryptocurrency.
I have seen them. I don't fully know how it works.
Okay,
but I think it gives you a card or something like that. I think it's like a tap and go sort of thing, from what I remember. But,
so you can exchange with cash, with that sort of, or you don't.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Yeah. I never used the coin. I've only invested. So there is people that use it to buy things. They use it online though. Usually they don't use it in person. But you can use it in person. But you need I'm pretty sure you need like a card or something like that to use it.
Because I only got one question left, and I don't know more about it. Is there anything? Before I jump into that question, is there anything I'm leaving out this cryptocurrency world? Because I'm still mind boggled, and you've been telling me you only understand it once you put money into it. And I'm just going like, what the heck is this?
As I said, when I first got interested in it, I was gonna put in 700 from the start. I said 700 my limit. When I started, I looked at Litecoin. It was about $100 something. By the time I actually set up my account and everything like that, it was at 600. Either it was 400 or 600, one of those numbers. So if I invested when I first saw it at $100, I would have made like a lot of money. But I waited too long and I lost money. So it's like
a waiting game.
A lot of waiting, yeah, definitely.
But it goes up and down, up and down,
yeah.
up and down. Even if you left this money till you die, it still goes up and down.
Up and down, up and down.
As long as the cryptocurrency still exists.
One of my friends invested 10,000.
Okay, I heard crazy stories about that, so kind of fill me in. Like
a lot of people that I know, not a lot, but like a good amount of people that I know, they invested a lot of money, crazy amounts, 10K, thousands. I only invested 700, and I was just panicking, let alone 10K.
But you try to play safe.
I was playing safe, yeah. I was playing smart because I'm still very skeptical. But I thought
I knew you're that type of person, so yeah.
I thought
I wouldn't expect you to put 10K or put your whole life saving. Here you go.
I just thought 700 is a good amount to play with. So if I lose 700, I'm not bankrupt. I mean, I'm not stuffed. But also,
have you cashed out, or you still? It's just.
I left it in there. It's sitting there now, so I'm just waiting till it shoots up again, and then I might cash out. I don't know. I'll see how I feel.
Okay.
Now's a good time to buy. If you want to buy it, it's good now because it's cheap. It's like sale on now.
Wow. You gotta hook me up for that. I have no idea. I just put maybe $50 and I'll see how it goes. This whole thing.
Yeah. If you put 50 in Ripple, that's a good choice.
Because I don't know anything about
Ripple's
it.
cheap, very cheap.
Yeah.
I think now it might have come up. I haven't looked in a while, to be honest. I've been really out of touch with it. But you can do something called day trading, which is how people make the most money. But you have to be very attentive to it. So you You put in like $5.
So let's just put this. Let's put physically $2 here. All right. So let's just say this is 2 Bitcoin.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, what are you asking?
So let's just say that's equivalent to Bitcoin. Like
2 Bitcoin. Yeah.
I need my audience to understand
So
and my brain to understand. All right. Let's just say
2 Bitcoin would be 40,000.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just say.
So
1%, 2%.
2% of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I'm not good with maths.
Okay. Whatever the price is.
I'd say maybe 1,000.
All right. Let's just say 1,000. Let's just say 1,000.
Yeah. So what do you want to ask?
I'm just saying, like, you just say something if you put that money and you say the daily trading. So fill me in. This is like a physical thing, right? So this is like 2%
you
or
have
1%.
to follow the trends. So if when it dips, because in a day it goes up and down in one.
So
day.
it's like a share market.
Yeah, it's
but
like
basically
a share market,
you'll be constantly on your phone going up or down, up and down, up and down.
So if you invest when it's down, start when it's up. You can keep doing that daily, and you can accumulate cash like that.
Have you tried?
I haven't. I'm not too good with that stuff. That's why I haven't bothered, because I know I would fail.
Okay.
My friends have tried and they've made money off it.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone I know made like an easy 500, I think, doing that shit.
That's pretty much. Gosh.
Yeah.
Is there any? Have you heard any bad stories or good stories about this sort of stuff? Like
good story. When it was peaking up, when it was at its highest, yeah, definitely. A lot of people were making good money. Even me, I made some pretty good money off it. When it's crashing, I've heard bad stories. So.
Okay.
It's crashed bad now, so now you hear some bad shit about it. Yeah.
Let's just say I'll put you in this position. Right. Let's just say you're married, you have a kids, you have everything, but you want to generate extra income. Now, people tend to do different methods, whether they play shares, gambling, lotto, buy property, buy car. I think the new thing is cryptocurrency.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What do you reckon? If you put cryptocurrency, what I've mentioned to all of them, what's the safety level, or what's the like the riskiest level? Like, you understand what I'm trying to say? Because shares is risky, like yours is risky. I think to put it in a better term, what's more riskier, playing normal shares or Bitcoin?
Bitcoin for sure.
More safe. For
sure. No, Bitcoin's more risky. Shares are much more safer because it's regulated by law. It's what's the word? It's sorry, excuse me. It's measurable by like a business's activity. What are the reasons? There's just backing. There's more support. There's more knowledge. That sort of thing. It's been in the game for a while. It's backed in business procedures and such. So like something like crypto, it's kind of in the hands of people at the moment. It's not regulated by law at all. They're trying to, but it's not regulated at all. So if you are smart and you're lucky, you can make a lot more money from crypto, but it's a lot more risky.
Now, is there any tax involved?
No tax. No, it's completely unregulated at the moment by law. But they're trying to.
But do you believe? I'll give another 5 or 10 years. Do you believe it will be regulated?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna go. It's gonna be bigger than what it is for sure. For sure. Right now, it's still very young.
What like fill me in? What's the how long has cryptocurrency? Is it last 5 or 10 years or 20? Has it always been there? 20 years ago?
Oh, crap. Good question.
So it's kind of what I'm trying to say. It's like Facebook. Facebook just released, but there's a hike, like, when Facebook just...
It was Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the big one. That's what all the other cryptos are based off. So if Bitcoin's doing shit...
Is it the Bitcoin is the first...
It's
first...
I think it's...
Or there's others?
It's the first. There is others, but I'm pretty sure Bitcoin's the first, and Bitcoin's the most powerful.
So if we put that... So if we put that in the fast food chain, right, Macca's is number one, and you got like Hungry Jack's and KFC. I can't say Hungry Jack's. Let's say Burger King, all right, for you Americans and the Westies out there. Put it in like in the fast food categories, because okay, Bitcoin is McDonald's. That's the biggest of the biggest. What's next? What's the next currency is biggest?
Ethereum. That would be.
So that would be KFC.
Yeah.
KFC. All right.
Yeah.
And
then I might be a bit biased because I'm invested in it, but Litecoin, I'd say is third. And
so that would be Burger King if we put in that joint. Okay.
So you got Litecoin, Ethereum, Bitcoin. Can't think of anything else right now. Ripple would be a bit low. Ripple's very low. Ripple's actually the one that's regulated by banks. I don't know the specifics of it, but Ripple actually has like banks that are interested in it, invested in it, and all that type of thing. So it's a lot less flexible because it's not run by people; it's run by banks. So it won't hit the heights of like a Bitcoin or a Litecoin. There's lots of limit. It's pretty funny because Bitcoin about a few years ago, people were just buying it to buy drugs, and that type of stuff online. And now it's at 20K.
Because of now dirty
currency.
money turned to good money, and once okay.
So I actually knew a guy. He bought 4 Bitcoins when they were about $50. I think $50 or $100, one of them. And he lost his digital wallet, which is where he stored the coins, and he lost it. And then it went up to about 20K. He can't cash in on that. He could have made, what's 20K plus 4? I don't even know.
80K.
2, 4, 6, 80K. Yeah, he would have made 80K like that. He lost that. $100 turned into 80K. Imagine that.
Man, I find this topic even more interesting, and I want to go on forever, but I don't know what is the right questions for me to ask you. I'm just looking at it, like, you know how I mentioned that list before, if you get married and things like that, and you want to make an extra income, which one would you play?
Shares. Yeah, for sure, shares. But you have, like with anything, you have to do your research, and you have to take risks, educated risks. That's the word. Even with crypto, like I took a risk, but it was like educated. Like I knew that I could put in 700 and lose 7. If I put 700 full knowing that I might lose all that money and go to zero. So that's why I was okay with that. But then I also put 700 thinking that maybe I could double that or triple that, or you know what I mean. So you have to just you got to do your research. You got to know the technology behind each of the coins because there's technology behind them. Is
there apps? Or you have to go through their website just to see, each your money.
So there's actual videos online, and there's those websites for each of the coins, and they actually.
No, I'm just saying like just to see it live, like see what's at work right now. Is it apps, or is it I have to go to the website, or is it?
There's apps. There's exchanges. The big one in Australia is called BTC Markets. That's the one I use.
What about?
They're stationed here in Richmond somewhere. So you can search them online. They're backed with an office and stuff. The big one is CoinSpot, I think, which is the global one. But because we're in Australia, there's some exchange fees or whatever. So if you want no fees,
let's just put it this way: Australia is a small fish, small market.
Exactly.
If you go to another countries, then the Western world will be a lot bigger. Do you see shares will fade it out in the future because of Bitcoin? It's like. Do you see it as a competition or like a big brother or things like that?
No, nowhere near.
Nowhere near? So it's a different ball game.
Shares are like they run the economy almost, you know what I mean? Well, crypto is just kind of like a really side thing at the moment. It can get to that level maybe one day. It depends if the world adopts it. If people adopt it for daily use, for sure, it'll go up there.
What type of people would... I think this is too broad for me to even say that. What type of people most likely to get on cryptocurrency? Is it we talk about low class, middle class, high class, or everyone? Or is it? Am I going too broad this question?
I think everyone goes in, but I have from all ranges of people making money. Like in what's the word? I can't think of it. Class, I guess. I've seen all kinds of classes go into this. I've seen like people that are poor as heck and people that are rich get into it. People that own houses. People that put their houses on the line for this. People have sold their houses or whatever, rented out their houses or whatever, 100K, put it all into crypto.
Wow, yeah, gosh.
That's crazy stuff.
You even lost my question what I'm going to answer you. That's how much it blew me.
100K, imagine that, man. Crazy.
Wow.
Do you use Reddit?
No, but I understand.
Go on Reddit, and then there's communities behind each coin and behind crypto as a whole, and you can learn about people's personal experiences off there.
That was my next question. Is there, I don't know, in this world, is there a celebrity or Bitcoin celebrity who's known for? It's like this is like.
Oh yes, yeah, for sure. There was a kid. He invested in when Bitcoin first started at like $2. He invested, I think, I don't know about the numbers, but I think it was like 100 and something very little. He asked his grandma to give him money, like pocket money, and he invested it all in Bitcoin when it was like $2. Went up to about 20K, whatever the case was, and he made like 1.2 million.
Hang on,
like
how old is the kid when
15?
he did it?
So he invested
but
when he was
you mentioned
12.
there's no regulation.
He was 12.
So it doesn't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter age.
Okay.
So he invested when he was 12, and he became a millionaire like 16.
That sounds like one of the Saudi prince, man, making that sort of money.
Mm-hmm. Just like that, man. So that actually was one of the things that really like piqued my interest about it. Yeah, but I think was it start of this year or end of last year? People were really hype about this stuff. It was on the news.
Yeah, he was on the news, and there was a huge crash, and I didn't understand the whole terminology.
Right now,
and I'm just there, I'm like, what the heck is going on? And I got one of my friends on my Facebook saying, I wish I invested.
Everyone's saying that shit.
I wish I invested. And I'm just there, I'm like, what do you mean? I don't know what you guys trying to invest.
Yeah.
What is this cloud thing? I feel like it's a cloud, and when it rains, it rains. When the money rains, it rains. And I'm just feeling like, I don't know what's going on with this whole thing. And I'm just looking at it, I'm just there, I'm like...
There's technologies behind each of them that back it. So Litecoin's faster. Bitcoin has more adoption. Ethereum's backed by like a computer server or something. So yeah, you got to research each and every one of them and try to figure out what you are investing in, which way you're going.
But see, as a newbie person, and my views, and I have no views, but as a newbie person, how do you know it's reliable resource, the information that you're getting? Because nowadays we live in the world. You don't know what's real or fake.
Okay.
You got this context of fake news, but what is the real news?
You can say that with anything, but I think it's just it's all a matter of educated guesses, really. That's how it is with this thing, I think.
So to be educated in the sense, in what context are we talking about? Those who are very smart at maths, or those who are smart at law, those who are smart at, I don't know, fill me in one of the uni major, like, oh, there's none.
Economics, I guess.
Okay.
There's people online that they live and breathe like crypto, and you will know if they're passionate. But the best way to tell is get your information from one person, match it with another person, correlate, and then use that information that they're telling you. Look at the actual raw facts. So look at the graphs and all that. Try to make an idea of what they're saying, if it has any link to what is happening with the graph, if that makes sense. So you look at one person, you listen to what they say a certain thing, you match that with somebody else that has similar expertise or similar knowledge, then you take that knowledge and you look at the actual exchange itself, and you decide, okay, so it went up at that point for this reason, it's going to drop down to here because of this reason, and that's how you can make an idea of what you want to put your money in.
In what adult stage, or have to include kid stage as well, are most likely to get in? What I mean
young
is,
people,
like
sure.
When we talk about young, what's the age bracket?
As I said, there was a kid 12 years old that invested, but
like
generally 18 to 25.
Okay, so 18 to 25 is I think those are very savvy techie already enough.
Yeah.
You get into, you understand and took the risk.
For sure, yeah.
Sounds to me it's more like maybe a college age, or those who just finished high school.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there another group? So it sounds more like a young college age who willing to take the risk because there's nothing much for them to lose much. But when they make it big, then that's when they play the risk even harder. What about like families or I know elders won't get in because they're not savvy tech.
Definitely not.
But if you try to comparison with, how about happily marriage comparison to just girlfriend or boyfriend, which one most likely to get into play this sort of stuff?
I have heard of people like they wanted to invest, but then their partner was very against it, and that caused friction.
But this happens to all gambling, is all everything.
Yeah,
this is common sense.
It's a risk. It's a risk.
Shares, you go to the pokey tables to play, Texas Hold'em. I'm pretty sure it's the same thing. Or bid a house. I think it's part of gambling as well, because you try to outbid someone. There's always a risk.
Always, yeah.
I don't know what else to say. But what really surprised me the most is I know shops in Preston Market. He has Litcoin FPOS.
Yeah.
And I'm just there. I'm like,
serious?
Litcoin, and this is like a deli section. This is not. We're not talking about like the meat section or the fish section. This is where the Italians and the Greeks business people. Litcoin, and I'm just there. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like,
not Litcoin. Yeah.
What the heck is going on? Like, how does it work? If I want to buy cheese, $5 cheese.
Yeah, look. Honestly, I'm not too.
Is there commission? Is there commission involved, or does the
Litecoin
does Litecoin takes commission? I'm just there. I'm like,
no,
because that sounds more like what's going on with WeChat Pay, because WeChat Pay is not taking any commission at the moment.
Yeah, there's actually a thing that's the main thing. Like, I think because PayPal or whatever is slow. Or something like that. Like, you have to wait a couple of days or something like that for the money to hit.
Oh, the transfer, right?
Transfer, yeah. Okay, so the thing with crypto, that's the main sort of marketed thing, is that it's quick, it's instantaneous. So as soon as I give you the money digitally, it hits your account like that. It's off me. When you tap and go, you have to wait a couple of days or whatever the case is.
Because I heard about my friends back in the days. He plays online poker. And they've been telling me it takes days or weeks just to get the money be transferred. But sounds to me this cryptocurrency, it's a lot more appealing. Yeah. Because my mate, he had plays 24 windows. Do you understand the terminology?
No.
So on a poker, there's one window, right? Let's just say one web page.
Yeah.
So 24 web page, 24 games. So he knows who to bluff and who to fold and raise and this and that. He knows what to do in 24 tables. And his screen is a television screen. And all he does is all day.
Does he make money off that?
Well, during that time, he made a meal.
What?
He made a meal.
$1 million?
Yeah, because the more table you play, obviously.
$1 million?
Yeah.
Like real life money?
Yeah, a meal, yeah.
What the fuck?
And now you're telling me this is like, gosh, this technology stage is gone to,
Oh, you can, if you know how to swindle it, you can make some good money, man. If you're knowledgeable.
So I reckon, back of my head, if you're a risk taker, know your maths, economic background, benefit for this. Gosh, I wish I have Asian mind, knows good at maths. I wish I have glasses. Why am I studying this degree? Why are you studying this degree, man? I'm telling you, we should be studying economics. Bloody hell. I reckon our brain should be a calculator as well, Bloody hell. Oh, man.
I'm horrible at maths as well, which is pretty funny, actually. I'm borderline done with that, yeah. Not good with maths. So, that's probably why it's not a good idea to be, doing what I'm doing, but...
Man.
Risk.
I know it's close to 30 minutes. Wow,
30 minutes.
Wow, I'm just. There's more I want to talk about this topic, but damn, I find this whole thing interesting.
Oh, it is fascinating.
Would you see yourself ever play this the next 20, 30 years?
Play what? With crypto?
This cryptocurrency?
Oh, I think it's gonna blow even further than what it was, if all things go right. But yeah. Let's see.
Wow. That's it, yeah? Alright, cool. I don't know if I want to make a next video, but man, after that conversation, why the hell are we starting this course?
What do you mean?
Why the hell? Why would I have to go through all that stress and assessment stress and have to go through this?
Look, man, it's not. I don't know. You can't put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah,
as they say.
that's what they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to spread your eggs.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to make a next video, to be honest now. That blew my mind. What you mean you don't know shit? You do know shit, man.
I don't think I know that much. I just did research, basic research. Even with the research I have, it's 2% of what you need to know, really. It gets deeper than that, man.
How deep are we going? We're still recording, so it's all good.
So you got like technology, like the actual technology behind it, to understand how that fundamentally works. Like even that, I don't fully grasp. At
So
times.
you mean this technology, or what technology we're talking about?
So the actual like what gives that money value, Litecoin and the Bitcoin. You need to understand. Like that stuff is technical. Even I don't understand, but basically, right?
So that's why you say economics. Those with economic backgrounds will understand a lot.
Even without economics, I tell you, the most basic rundown of how it works. It's a computer, and it shoots out codes.
So it's coding.
That's what gives the money value. I don't understand it. It's a computer server, and it puts out codes. I don't understand it, like even me. So I can't even tell you.
So not only just
man,
those who good at economics, but those are good at coding.
IT, yeah.
IT. So
Yeah.
wow. So
there's a market of like people that actually give up their computers to make bitcoins. They mine them. That's the whole. I don't understand that side. So
this sounds like Minecraft, man.
Yeah, there you go.
This sounds like Minecraft.
There you go.
Ching 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 ching. Wow, you blew me away, Zane. You blew me away. I don't know what to say. You blew me away, my friend.
There's a lot to read on, man. You should really look into it.
I don't know where to begin or how to begin to understand this whole thing.
As I said, the best way to tell, put money in, which is a risk. That's a risk I took. Like before I put money in, it looked very scary, very intimidating, very like I couldn't do this. I couldn't understand it. I was gonna give up so many times, but then I thought, stuff it. I put in 700. Whatever happens, happens. And yeah.
But the good thing about you don't constantly check your phone about what's the rate.
Yeah, I did when I first started, but it crashed real bad, and I was losing a lot of money, and I got really like annoyed, so I stopped looking. So now I'm just leaving it there, let it accumulate.
Can we check right now how much it's worth?
Yeah, let's do it actually.
Gosh, hey, give me your cryptocurrency code as well, man. I'll pinch your money off you.
That's actually another good thing to mention.
So it fluctuates milliseconds.
Milliseconds, yeah.
Milliseconds. We're talking about milliseconds. You press that button to take that money out. That's a huge change. It's like playing game. It's like playing, I don't know what nowadays people play, like Fortnite. You got to aim properly. You go, and if you miss the wrong thing, that's it. You missed it, man. It's like Fortnite. Now I see my friends how to play Fortnite, and I find the whole game quite interesting, but it's too big of a map. But yeah, you play Fortnite? No.
Yeah, I'm a big fan actually.
Oh shit! I'm talking to a one right in front of me about Fortnite. All right, that's our next video. Fortnite. All right. All right. So before we do that,
so I put in 700. I'm at 455 right now.
So what does 85% means?
That's a good question. Trading fee. Honestly, I wouldn't even be able to tell you.
Okay.
But so this is how much I got. So I got Australian dollar. That's in my account, $2.20. Litecoin 1.26. Ethereum 0.11. Ripple 116. That's a lot of Ripple, man. How much Ripple are we sitting on? Oh, it's at 94 cents. Yeah, very low, man. Very low, very not good. Now, if you want to put in money, it's a good idea, I think.
So, but you put in money. I'll give you $2. There you go. You put money for me. Yeah, see? Take that $2 and put it there. I'll call you 20 years later. You know what it reminds me of when you tell me about this?
Yeah.
I don't know, have you watched Futurama?
Yeah.
You know, at one
actually.
once one of the episode, he went, I think, back to the future.
Yep.
And they didn't have FPOS, and they started to realize he's a multi-millionaire. It feels like one of those moments. It's like, if I give you $2 now, and 20 years later, I'll become a multi-millionaire.
Yeah,
it feels like
actually, you got a point.
Yeah,
it could work like that. I mean,
you never know. These films, they making it real, man. Like everything is making it real. You know, there's a Futurama. You know,
I bloody hope so, man. For the money I put in, I hope they make some good returns. So let's see.